True hearts. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to say nothing else. Sometimes it is not the delivery, it's the deliverer. Okay? Everybody can't take advice from you. Sometimes, you know how it's hard when you like your own children won't listen to you, but they'll go out there and listen to somebody else. They'll listen to advice and get advice on the internet. They'll get advice from social media. They'll get advice from everywhere else, which I mean, there's some good stuff out there, including mine. However, sometimes just understand it is not the delivery, it is the deliverer. See, it's unfortunate, but it's true. You know, a lot of times when you too close to something, see how close I am to you all? See, you can't see me because I'm very, very close to you, right? But if I back up, you can see me. So sometimes it really is that the person that is close to you is too close to you. Sometimes it could be a situation where somebody that has made it happen, you didn't make it happen, but they made it happen, and y'all close. You could be mother and daughter, father and son, sister and brother, and the two of you might have had the same problem, but one person made it and the other person didn't. So the one that made it tried to tell the one that didn't make it what to do and how they can make it, but the one that didn't make it doesn't want to hear it from the one that did make it, because it is not the delivery, it is the deliverer. People are not always happy to buy bread from the bread maker. They'd rather go to the store. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times also, and this is a gut punch, but this is a fact. A lot of times also, it is because people are insecure. They're jealous of you for being the one that made it, and you the one with all the good advice, and you the one that can, because you've been through it and you did it and you accomplished it. Unfortunately, they can't get it from you because they didn't do it. So they didn't do it, and you close to them, they don't want it from you. So just understand that a lot of times we get upset because somebody is delivering a message to us that is good. They're giving us good advice. They're giving us good information. Unfortunately, it's like, okay, well, this is good, but I don't really want you to tell me. You know, I don't really want it from you. Like, who are you? Like, you used to be out there and doing the same thing I did, and now all of a sudden you want to be up in my face trying to tell me something. I knew you when. And that's so unfortunate, but it's true. And you could have told them the very same thing, the exact same thing that they got off of social media, that they got off of the internet, that they got from their godmother, that they got from their cousin, that they got from their uncle twice removed. But guess what? Because you said it, and because you were close to them, they couldn't receive it. They couldn't receive it from you because you were too close. So try not to get too offended when somebody that is close to you, that you know you gave them good advice, like you know you gave them good information, but for some reason they didn't do it. They didn't do it when you told them. They did it when old Joe Schmo told them, and then they thrived. Look at it like this, baby. I gave it to you, and you didn't take it when I gave it to you, but you still thrived when somebody else gave it to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm glad that you took it and you thrived with it eventually. I'm just sad that I told you the same thing and you didn't do it when I did it. But as long as you did it, as long as you did it. So, baby, have that kind of attitude instead, because you don't want to stoop to their level and be jealous. You don't want to stoop to their level and be, ill receiving and not able to receive the fact that they did make it, even though it took somebody else to help them make it. Like, for example, you became a nurse. and your sister wants to go to school to be a nurse, and you can help her. You would love to help her, right? But she done hired a tutor. She paid all this money and hired a tutor, and you were right there. But sometimes also, I'm going to say this, here go another gut punch. Sometimes also people don't want to give you credit. People don't want the credit. They don't want to attribute the credit to you. And a lot of times it's bad. It's really sad to say this, but there go that jealousy, there go that envy, there go that people despising somebody for them having made it, and you made it and they didn't make it, and then they want to make it, but they don't want to give you the credit. They don't want to give you the credit for having done that. It's just like raising, like when you raise stepchildren, right? You raised them. You're not their biological mother. You're not their biological father, but everything they needed, you were there for them. Everything they needed to go, you took them. Everything, every doctor appointment, every this, every that, you were right there for them. And as soon as their parent came along that didn't do anything for them or rarely do anything for them, they all up in their face giving them all the praise in the world. And you looking like, well, what am I, chopped liver? Yeah, you kind of are. And that's sad. But you know what? As long as they get what they need, now some of them will never get it. Some of them will never get what they need because they don't want it from you and they don't want it from nobody else. So those folks, you got to sit over there, let them be wherever they at. But for those people who do want it, but they just don't want it from you, you know what? You got to throw up your hand. You got to say, oh, well, you know what? I tried. I tried to give you everything I had. You didn't want it, but I'm going to go ahead and throw up my hand because if you got it, that's what counts. It hurts your feelings. Let's be clear. It hurts your feeling. But you know what? Try not to let it hurt your feelings too much, especially if the mission is accomplished. If they accomplish the mission, then that's a win-win for both of you, even if you were not the one to pour into them, because when you poured into them, they poked holes in it and they let whatever you poured into them come out. They didn't want to give you the credit. They'd rather hire that tutor. They'd rather listen to their second uncle twice removed. They'd rather listen to social media. They'd rather go and get it from all of those places. And a lot of times it's timing. Timing is everything too. Let's be clear about timing. Let's not misplace the fact that timing is very important. Sometimes, baby, people just not ready. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. If you're not ready, you're not going to do it. If you're not ready, you're not going to accomplish it. If you're not ready, you're not going to move forward with it. And that's just the bottom line. And you got to accept that too. So figure out whatever that is, how that look for you. Just understand and try not to get your feelings hurt. You know what you got is good. You know you could give good. You know you are good. You know you mean well. You know you want them to be all right, right? But at the end of the day, just understand a lot of things don't have anything to do with you. And when that's the case, you got to accept that, baby, and move on. As long as they get it. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. But understand this. Sometimes, and I got to say it one more time before I go out. Sometimes, baby, it is not the delivery. It is the deliverer. Have an amazing day.